Hi folks, taking a break from steaming for a minute, and I wanted to talk about this Dewalt saw that I purchased. I was looking at the Jim Byrnes model, and the Jim Byrnes is very accurate and known for its accuracy, but I needed more utilitarian saw, one that I could still cut 2x4s on and cut quite a large 45-degree angle without having to have an auxiliary table on the side. With the Jim Byrnes, the one I priced with the expanded table and everything was just under $1,000. And I was able to buy this one. It's a refurb model, and it was $329, free ship, no tax. And this thing came just like new. Came with all the accessories. The only thing I don't think I got was the original box. So highly recommend it. And one of the reasons I went with this one, and it's a dwe7480, is this fence. Love this fence. And I don't know if the 745 does it, but this one will click in and give you room for trim work right here. Love that feature, and that's the whole reason I bought this. It's highly adjustable. You've got adjustments there, both sides of the fence, and you have cam adjustments there from the 0 to 45. So I can't recommend it highly enough. Let's see if I can get this out of here fairly easy. I made a zero clearance blade guard or base, and I went with the Diablo 7 1/4 inch saw blade, and it's a very fine kerf. It's a 40 tooth, and it's a .062 versus the .100 that the original blade is. Let me put this back in. So we're talking nearly not quite half the kerf thickness. So there's that. I just needed something a little more accurate than the radial arm saw over here. I'm building this Showman's Caravan pull behind my traction engine, and the other one wasn't cutting it. Too much slop. And of course we know that the original miter gauge is pretty much junk. A lot of slop in the slot. So I opted for this is called an Incra V120. This is a substantial piece of hardware right here. And the one thing I really liked was it had the expandable neoprene discs right here to you can crank these screws in and it swells the discs up and tightens it up in the slot, which this is does very well. This one has an incredible amount of notches for your degrees. I think it hits about all of them. I would opt down to the Incra V27. It's about $14 less. Still has plenty of your notches and your degrees on there. Not as many as this one, but I don't think I'll ever use all those anyway. So anyway, this is a nice gauge, or miter gauge, yeah. And let's do a little test. They always like to put the nickel up on there to show how smooth their machine runs. Let's see if I can get this thing to stand up. There we go. Now I know this is not safe and I wouldn't normally do it, but this switch here has such a snap to it that sometimes it just upsets the nickel itself. So let's see if I can do this first try. As you can see, it's smooth enough that the nickel stays upright. Push that in. There you go. I made my point right there. So anyway, highly recommended saw. Very good for the hobbyist. I love that fence. And if you've got, I think total I got about $410 with the miter gauge and the saw. And that's tax and everything. So highly recommended. Very adjustable, very fine tunable, and a good buy and a good alternative for very top-end hobby saws, and still have practicality. All right, have a good day and happy sawing. Bye now.